The following is a presentation of the BellyUpSports Media Network.
The ball sends it over to Edward. Robles, go! InsertName FC! Let's go, InsertName FC! What is up, everybody? My name is Hector Flores, host of the InsertName FC podcast, a member of the BellyUpSports Media Network. Joining me in this episode is, of course, my co-host and my best friend, Edward Robles.
Hey, what's up? How's it going, guys?
Man, so busy week for you so far because school started for you. Well, not for you, for your children, but
yeah.
So I did get the first day of school photo. So
yeah, I dropped them off on the first day, and I stayed with them for a little bit, and then I had to go back to work.
So what is this now? First grade?
No, they're in kinder now. They were in pre-K last year. They're in kinder now.
Kindergarten now. So
yeah.
So I don't remember doing pre-K. I think I skipped pre-K and I went to kindergarten. I didn't skip pre-K. I just didn't go to pre-K. And then I started going in kindergarten.
Did you have, let me ask you this, did you have nap time?
Yeah, kindergarten, you did nap time. It was first grade which was funny because I remember so many kids. Oh, there's no nap time anymore?
No, they don't get nap time. They only got nap time in pre-K.
Oh, wow. Well, when I was in kindergarten, I remember nap time, which was kind of funny because when you're that age, you really didn't want to take a nap. And now we're older, and we would pray for a nap.
Tell me about it, bro.
Actually, well, maybe not so much me anymore, but for Edward, especially when I used to work at a warehouse, I can tell you that nap could probably could go from being sun out to like it's complete darkness. So maybe it wouldn't be wise for me to take at least for us to be taking naps during that time, because when you're out, you're out.
Yep. You ain't lying.
But yeah, so school's starting. Also, along with that, obviously, I know this is a soccer podcast, but of course, we do live in America, and college football kicked off actually 2 weeks ago. But this was the kickoff of week 1 of college football season. A lot of excitement. Unfortunately, my college, Texas Southern University, choked a 34-17 lead to lose in overtime to Prairie View A&M. So TSU has, since even before I started going to TSU, they're going on their biggest losing streak against Prairie View A&M, which is their big rivals. It's the Labor Day Classic. But yeah, so I got too excited. I saw that 34-17 lead, and I was like, it's finally gonna happen. And then of course, I heard Coldplay.
So what you're saying is you hoped too hard.
It was a 34-17 lead. I didn't think you could screw that up. But it happened.
Apparently you can.
Apparently
I was about to say, I was like, apparently you can, man.
Apparently you can. But also, shout out to Deion Sanders, man. He obviously, if you guys don't know, Deion Sanders is a legendary football player, mostly known as Prime Time, if you guys aren't familiar with the name Deion Sanders. But he was one of the most electric corners in the NFL's history. Played for the Falcons, the Dallas Cowboys, and San Francisco 49ers. Also played baseball during his time as an NFL player too. But now he's coaching. He was actually coaching Jackson State, which I'm very familiar with because I go to Texas Southern. They play in the same conference that Texas Southern is. But now he actually, got the new job at Colorado, which Edward, just letting you know, last year Colorado only had 1 win in the previous year. They're not good. But Deion Sanders comes in, and the new thing in college football, I know that I'm probably losing some people's interest right now, but with college football right now is the transfer portal now. So now players can actually just leave the colleges. Like, they don't have to fully commit to colleges anymore. Like, if if they don't see playing time or they feel like they're not going to win anything, they could just leave the program and go transfer to another school. Which, I mean, I'm all for it, especially with like how little freedom the players had in college, especially because like you got people buying things with their pictures and numbers and all that crap, but they didn't get a cent of it. Now the NIL is a thing, but it was just ridiculous. But now like Deion Sanders took full advantage of that transfer portal. A lot of guys went to Colorado, and I mean, let's face it, a chance to play for Deion Sanders. Who wouldn't take that? That's like if Messi decided to coach. Like, who wouldn't want to be coached by Messi?
That's right, dude. That'd be awesome, bro. Like,
yeah.
I mean, dude, think about it this way. Like in Barcelona, like you get Xavi coaching you. For Real Madrid, you had Zidane coaching you.
It's legitimately
like,
that.
Yeah, that's those are goats, bro. Like those.
Like, why wouldn't you want to be coached by those guys?
Yeah.
So he took full advantage of that transfer portal. They went into this game against Texas Christian University from the Big 12. This is the team that got destroyed in the national championship game. I just want to point that out. I don't think that they should have been ranked going into the season, but that's my opinion. But they went off against Colorado. The spread, the point spread alone was like plus 24.5 in favor of TCU. So if you betted on Colorado or you took the if you took Colorado in the spread or just bet on Colorado period, you would have been a very rich person, because it wasn't a blowout. They beat them. It was a shootout. Defenses were not there, but like, yeah. And I mean, Shedeur Sanders, which is the son of Deion Sanders, is the quarterback for Colorado now. And in his debut with Colorado, breaks a University of Colorado passing yard record. He had like over 500 passing yards.
Well, good for him.
And he had 4 wide receivers that went over 100. That is ridiculous. Yeah. So Colorado, everyone's gonna be watching Colorado. I don't know if they're gonna do well, this college season, but hey, what a statement. I think next week they got Nebraska. But I just want to say that because I'm really excited about college football. Also, the NFL kicks off this weekend as well. So that's gonna be also very exciting. And if you're a Texan, like me and Edward, we're Texans fans. There's a lot of optimism because you have a young quarterback in CJ Stroud, and I guess in a way our own club legend DeMeco Ryans. He actually is coming back to Houston to be the head coach. So it's really exciting to be a Texans fan, at least for once in so many years. So I can't wait for that.
How many years exactly?
Well, all right. Deshaun left like during COVID, after COVID, I think like 2021.
Yeah,
somewhere around there. After Deshaun left. Well, yeah, after the Deshaun left, that was basically where things went down to pooper. Yeah, and for some reason the Texans were taking the words of a pastor. So for football knowledge, I don't know how the hell that happened, but that happened. I guess they thought maybe God could be in our favor. Apparently did not that year. But like, yeah, so I'm just excited about football just in general, but obviously this is a soccer podcast and we'll stick to soccer. But before we do talk about what's going to be going on in this episode, I will say next episode, we will not have a new episode next week because I'm leaving to go to El Salvador for a week. So yeah, so I like I said in last episode, I kind of ended it with it. I'm going to El Salvador. I just feel like I need to take advantage of going back to my motherland for a bit, before I start going back to actively looking for work again. So, because
I was about to say, I was like, why only 1 week? You should take 2.
Because then I would get very sick. I know myself very well to this point where I know that if I stay in El Salvador longer than a week, I will get very, very sick. Edward can actually vouch for that because he was there when I got very sick.
When you got really fucking sick, yeah, I remember that.
I thought I didn't think I was going to die, but everyone definitely made me feel like I was.
and it wasn't my mom's cooking, even though he had all of that. It was just, I don't know what it was, dude. You
I think it was. I think
even.
it's because I was never used to that heat.
But the thing is,
Because
it was,
you went to El Salvador a lot more frequently than I did, so like for you're in some sense you're used to it, whereas that was completely new to me.
bro. Now you recently been going more than I have. I haven't been there in like 15 years, so.
Yeah, I went during the pandemic. But yeah, I'm really excited. My aunt is turning 70 years old, so that's the main reason why. But also, I just want to kind of, I guess, relieve some stress and go back to a country that honestly I really love. It's a beautiful country. Props to the president of El Salvador. He really cleaned things up over there. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to go back to El Salvador. It's just like I said, it's a beautiful country. If you ever get a chance to go visit El Salvador, I highly recommend it. Even if you go to the resorts are beautiful too as well. The beaches are amazing. So I can't wait. I'll be also taking full advantage of the beach in El Salvador. So that will definitely be me doing that. And then I think on Sunday, me and my uncle are gonna roast a pig. So get ready for that. But yeah, so like I said, this episode we're gonna have the conclusion of transfer talk because obviously transfers are over. Well, before we do transfers, we'll be doing our overreaction from the week before. Do our final transfer talk for the transfer period, not till we get to the winter transfer window. We don't have a headline. We're actually going to go ahead and look at the U.S. men's national team roster because this weekend we are going into the international break. So there is a lot of Nations League matches, a lot of UEFA qualifiers, like I mentioned, Nations League, and then just overall some friendlies. I believe a lot of the countries in Asia are actually doing their friendlies because I believe in January the Asian Cup, the Asian Federations Cup is going to be kicking off, which will the U.S. and somehow has some sort of relation to that one in their call-ups. The Champions League draw, it happened, so we know who's in what group in the Champions League. So we're not actually going to do predictions or anything. We're just going to react to the groups, and that's all we're going to do. We're not here to make any predictions on the group stages of the Champions League. We'll once we get started with the Champions League matches, we'll probably do like a quick refresher and maybe do our predictions at that time. But right now, just so you guys know who's in the tournament, do our players of the week, give you guys some matches to look forward to this weekend, and wrap this show up with our last 303 down of the kits, and that is the English Premier League. So we'll see what me and Edward think about those jerseys at the end of this episode. But that's really all I got left to say. Also, congratulations to Arsenal for giving me my first win of the Singing Bet season. Good 3-1 victory against Manchester United. Declan Rice had his Arsenal moment finally. And it's great to see a healthy Gabby Jesus. But I will say Manchester United did get hoed. Definitely.
Thank you. Even I was like, dude, that Garnacho goal, that was a whole ass fucking offside bullshit. That was, I'm not even going.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, and then we'll get going with this show. Let me tell you guys about BellyUpSports. BellyUpSports is the internet sports bar. Go ahead and check out their website, www.bellyupsports.com, to read some great articles from great writers all across the country, from hockey, baseball, golf, soccer, you name it. BellyUpSports is the premier, not your average website. And we're back. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and X at InsertNameFC. Also,
formerly known as Twitter.
Formerly known as Twitter.
You gotta add that. You gotta add that shit, bro.
Make sure you also follow BellyUpSports at BellyUpSports and at BellyUpMedia, also on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter. And GolzTV. Go ahead and check them out. Just overall, GolzTV, man. Great website. The Netflix of soccer. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. That's another way you guys can watch us. Obviously, because of that, it motivated me to finally create a YouTube channel. So also please subscribe to us on YouTube, because now you can actually watch these episodes on YouTube. So it's another way you can see my face, because over Edward,
you can see. I was about to say, I was like,
you can see the InsertName FC logo over Edward. So.
Well, because the thing is, okay, so here's the deal. I do my thing over my phone. My phone is a iPhone XR. It's been dropped so many times by me, my kids, anybody who handles it. The camera starts shaking. So it looks like if somebody's holding the camera in a really, like, they have, I don't know,
just so you
freaking
guys don't think
Twitch.
Edward's having his kids hold the camera while he's recording this episode.
Bro, it was so dumb. I'm telling you, like, I even recording a video is just horrible. It is so bad.
Oh man, so that
I'm not
means
even
like,
joking.
so like if you do, so when your kids did the pre-K graduation, you couldn't record any videos of them walking
No,
up.
it was fine then. It
Oh,
was fine then.
no,
It
okay.
just it just kind of happened recently, and I'm like, this sucks. Like, I can't do it. So every time I have to take a picture, I have to send a selfie, and then even with the selfie, it's like really bad quality, like really shitty quality. And I'm like, I'm gonna get a new phone. I'm gonna get a new phone. But being an adult and I'm adulting, gotta put the kids first, paying my bills, getting my credit score up, you know, trying to save for a house. So my phone's basically, my mentality is my phone still works. I can still text on it. I can still answer phone calls. I use my AirPods. Okay, it works. Whatever. I'm not even a picture kind of guy. So
I'm on the same boat, man. I mean, my phone's definitely newer than yours. It's the iPhone 11, but still, it's the iPhone 11. I don't know where we're at now with the iPhones, but I know it's not 11. But and
I
it's
think it's
funny
like a
because we
15, 16.
maybe I don't know, but recently Heidi's now switched over to the iPhone because she's been wanting a new phone. She says her old phone wasn't working. I call bullshit on it, but that's a whole other conversation for another day. So I went to AT&T to go get, and if you guys are gonna bash me for using AT&T, I don't care. All services suck.
Yep, that's true.
So I went to AT&T to get Heidi, and we didn't get her like the new iPhone. Don't get it twisted. We got her like, I think they were having a sale on
Hey
like
man,
on
I just thought about it. I just thought about it. T-Mobile and AT&T are really cool too. They could probably give us sponsorship, you know. Yeah, T-Mobile's great, you know. AT&T's great too.
the largest 4G net, largest 5G
The 4G,
network.
yeah, the 5G network, you know, the 5G towers too, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, sponsor us, AT&T. Sponsor us, T-Mobile.
Edward needs a new phone.
I need a new phone.
Anyways, so they were doing a special on like like one of the old models of the iPhone. And so, so we decided to take advantage of it. Went to go get it, and as I'm getting this phone for my niece, I was just like, the guy was like, "Hey, you're due for an upgrade." I was like, "Let's not play this game."
You're like, I don't want to play this game, man.
I am such a terrible person. Like, even so, like because my mom has me like call companies because my mom likes to buy like vitamins and all that, through like the catalogs and stuff. And so they'd always like try, hey, we are offering this new special offer for this other type of with this other type of vitamin. And I was like, no, let's just buy what I'm here to buy. I'm not, let's not especially because like it's annoying especially when they're like, they're about to complete the transaction and they're like, oh, before we do this, I was like, no, I came here for one thing only, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not here to deviate from the plan. But I'm really rude to them. I like, when after I'm done with those calls, I'm like, man, I am so mean to them. It's because like at this point I have like zero patience with them, especially like how many times I had to like re-say the address because they couldn't understand the number. Somehow they don't understand like a 5. They say 5. They think I'm saying 9. So it's just, anyways, that's a whole other conversation. But
that means you need a new phone. AT&T, T-Mobile, you can help a brother out. That means he needs a new iPhone that's new coming out because that's what he has. He has an iPhone. Man, I'm trying to hook you up, bro.
That's a bit of an overreaction, but that could be a good segue into overreactions from this past week. Edward, do you have an overreaction from the past week?
That fucking offside goal.
All right. Manchester United versus
the
refs.
Yeah, fucking ass.
Manchester United versus the refs. Manchester United versus everybody.
Fucking dumbass VAR. Dude probably sneezing. He was like, oh,
honestly,
fuck. I got tears in my eyes. He's like, fuck. Whatever.
I don't think this is a hot take to say it, but I think at this point, let's just get rid of VAR. it has not benefited anybody at this point.
I don't know. It benefited Arsenal pretty damn fucking well.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yes, it benefit obviously is one. Clearly it's one sided. I get that, but like, I feel like a lot of times though, like VAR hasn't really like at this point. I'm tired of these 10-minute additions to like stoppage time. So I mean, and I think VAR is definitely one of the culprits for it. I mean, there's other issues along with it, but like the big culprit for me is VAR, like having to stop the match for VAR checks or to verify if a goal's a goal and all that stuff. Like at this point, I feel like I'm kind of like, you know what? If the refs make a mistake, the refs make a mistake. I'd rather complain of the ref making the mistake than VAR making the mistake. Because if that's the case, then what's the point of using VAR if it just doesn't? I think for me, I think I wouldn't be against it if we decided to move away from VAR because I feel like it's just, if anything, it slows the game down, and also like I don't know how many times it's actually. I don't feel like it's overturned a lot of calls.
Okay.
But that's just my.
I mean,
opinion.
I'm cool. I'm cool with it, except when they do stupid shit like that. That's why I'm assuming the ref that's behind VAR is probably high. He was probably hungover. He was probably blind. Maybe he's the guy from Employee of the Month with the big ass goggles. I don't fucking know.
Well,
But
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I think they're talking about changing the offside rule where it has to be like majority of your body has to be on side. So now they're not gonna say, oh, because your booty cheek is a little bit out, that it's offside, or oh, your pinky's out, like so you're offside. It's gonna be down to
what if
like.
you have what if you have like a really really pointy patella on your knee and it's like knee to knee and your fucking patella's protruding out of there
Well, I
and it's
think
like,
that's
oh yeah, your patella is like fucking offside.
I think
Like
that's what
fuck,
I think
dude.
that's what they're trying to evaluate. I forgot if there was a tournament that they used that rule for, but like obviously, because I'm like, what's a kneecap really an advantage of? Like, there's, I think that
I can't fucking stretch that shit out. You know what I mean? Like if I can stretch it out, that
Oh
means I gotta
no,
go get myself
oh
checked
no,
out.
his left hand is ahead of the guy's back. God forbid he's gonna win out that race. Yeah, I think that there's better way. I mean, Edward, you would definitely be screwed with your nose, but like,
Nah, no, exactly. Fucking looking like Zlatan Ibrahimovic over there. Fucking,
yeah,
I can
so
smell. When I say I smell goal, I smell goal. Goddamn.
yeah, I think the
Like
offside rule definitely needs some
you'd be
tweaks.
fucked with your stomach. You know what I'm talking about? She.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're definitely right. My gut would definitely be the reason why I'm offside for a lot of. And if that's the case, like you see me, like if anything, I deserve to have an advantage. Like,
Give him like 3 steps advantage, man.
like,
She.
give me my height, like a good 5 feet.
Give me my height.
Give me a good 5'6" advantage distance from the defender, and they're still probably gonna beat me. So like,
Oh my god.
my athleticism ain't what it used to be.
Oh my god. This dude over here.
Oh man, but I mean that's just my opinion about VAR. Um, my overreaction is I think Brighton's good.
Oh my.
I mean, I was watching them do that was a masterclass against Newcastle. Like, I'm a little bit of an overreaction, but I think Brighton can make it in the Champions League spot this season.
Oh man, dude.
They are so good, and there's a transfer that just happened, and we'll mention it, but I think that's definitely gonna boost because I mean, right now, freaking Evan Ferguson and the Japanese. I'm so sorry that I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the dude is legitimately a student of the game. He actually did like a whole study on dribbling, and the man is just a dribble maestro on the field. Like, I mean, good God, at this point, this guy's got to go to Barcelona, which I hate to say that, but it's true.
We're gonna help out.
Yeah. So, and also Brian is just, they're so good at finding players for cheap and then sell them for like a lot of money. Trossard to be a prime example. I'll say it. Arsenal overpaid for that guy, but I mean he contributes. But I mean, yeah, Brighton, dude, Brighton. I think Brighton's good. I think they're really good. They could make it. They could finish in a Champions League spot this season if they keep playing like they've been playing in these first couple of weeks. I think they could honestly. I would have my other overreaction would have been like I hate that I hate that Tottenham's looking good right now. Maybe it was Harry
they
Kane.
are, man.
Maybe it was Harry Kane.
No, maybe it would have been Harry Kane, but Son is the one that's pulling the strings right now.
Yeah, and he's the captain too of all things. So, but yeah, so those are overreactions. All right, transfer talk. All right, Barcelona trimming a little bit the fat as Clement Lenglet joins Aston Villa on loan. So he's still on the books, but hey, they got him out of the roster. You know, obviously Aston Villa is going to pay a little bit of his salary to alleviate Barcelona with their financials. But Barcelona, this transfer period, I would definitely say they have been trimming the fat out of this club. You know, they're still broke, but they're getting rid of the guys that they're not really using. And I mean, I completely forgot that this guy was still on the team, to be honest with you.
I mean, yeah. I actually have forgotten too. No lie, I'm not even, and that's my team too.
But yeah. So. All right, continuing on. Ben Pavard, instead of going to Manchester United, will be joining Inter Milan, in the Serie A. So he finally leaves Bayern Munich and is going to go to Italy and have a better chance at playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably what he needs.
Yeah. Leonardo Bonucci has actually terminated his contract with Juventus, which I'm sure Edwards. It's like it sucks, but it also really is a relief because he's old. But he is actually going to Germany to join Union Berlin. So I don't know if
it's time.
Yeah,
it's time.
Yeah, that dude's. He also played for AC Milan at one point, which was kind of weird, and then went back to Juventus. That was a weird period. Jordan Pefok, he actually leaves Union Berlin to join Borussia Mönchengladbach. So we'll see if he gets more playing time over there in Mönchengladbach. But unites with other American Joe Scally. So we'll see if he can start getting more playing time, maybe get some goals in, and maybe he gets some looks again for the U.S. men's national team. Bradley Barcola from Olympique Lyon. He is leaving Olympique Lyon to join PSG. One of Olympique Lyon's like very young, promising players, and of course now, basically every team in Ligue 1 is a farm team for PSG.
Yeah, dude, honestly.
So there's that. So Manchester United has been looking for some fullbacks for the team, and they ended up getting Sergio Reguilon from Tottenham to join Manchester United on a loan.
Oh yeah.
So it's an interesting move. Former Real Madrid player. Manchester United do love their former Real Madrid players. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes for Manchester United. But fullback, I definitely think that was the reason why they were going after Pavard, was actually because of him as a fullback. But we'll see how that goes. So this move actually shocked me, Edward. So Cole Palmer joins Chelsea. So Cole Palmer, who honestly has been, in my eyes, been playing very phenomenally over at Manchester City. He's one of their youth academy products, but he is actually now being shipped out over to Chelsea. I think it's a crazy move because, I mean, the opportunities that he's had, he's been able to take full advantage of. He looks like somebody that Pep Guardiola would definitely love to have playing for him, and he's going to Chelsea. So I'm completely shocked by it, but I think I know why they moved on from him. And that's because Manchester City went ahead and signed Matthew Nunes from Wolves. So both, I believe, play a very similar position. So I'm guessing because they were more set on Nunes, that Cole Palmer would be the odd man, not being able to get his opportunities because of him.
Yeah, I believe it.
All right, and then so More Barcelona players leaving. Ansu Fati joins Brighton on loan. So now you're having an attack that has, like I said, the Japanese player, once again, can't think of the name off the top of my head, Evan Ferguson, and now you have Ansu Fati being part of that attack.
I mean, so this is coming like I feel like Ansu Fati would collect a good amount of money if they sold him. And I think they do have an option to buy kind of clause with Ansu Fati. I'm not 100% sure,
Oh, like
but
Brighton?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And but the thing is, like, he's gonna be a lot of money. They're gonna ask for a lot of money, no matter what, no matter who it is.
I mean, Ansu Fati was one of the players that they put a release clause of $1 billion on.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
But this can work both ways if you're as far as like as a Barcelona fan goes. I think one, Ansu Fati, a guy that just has been struggling to get on the roster since dealing with injuries. Especially because like all the wingers that Barcelona had at that point, it was just crazy. But obviously Ansu Fati like slowly started losing confidence, making mistakes. Big yikes that you lose your job to Ferran Torres, and you're not being looked at by the gracious of Xavi. But I mean, you loaned him out, so yeah. I mean, if any worst thing to happen is maybe Brian pays up, which they're not very known for doing that. So I mean, if anything, Edward, you can at least have a sigh of relief for that part. But I think for Barcelona is that, hey, he's going to be playing in a very good league in a club that he's for sure going to play at. And I mean, he chose Brighton over. I think Chelsea wanted him. I think Tottenham wanted him. And, he could have gone over there, but the thing was that there wasn't a good chance that he was going to play. Whereas Brighton, they want him. They have a game plan for him. And they feel like he could be that missing piece for them to maybe get into that Champions League spot for this season. And so this is really a win-win for Barcelona because one, Ansu Fati isn't on your roster because look at all the wingers you have. But also, say he goes to Brighton, finds his confidence back, becomes that guy that the guy that was supposed to proceed from Lionel Messi, Lionel Messi's successor. Even I think Messi even felt that way for him. And he finds his groove back. I mean, why not bring him back to Barcelona and now that he's got his confidence?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's what I'm thinking of too. I mean that's one thing too. Like, you're naming these next players like the next Messi, the next Messi. Like, just let them do their own thing. Like, just
I
let
think
them
the only thing that's
get
different
their
is
own
that this
style.
kid, at least from what we know, was handpicked from Messi.
Yeah. I mean, but let's put it this way. Look, the way I look at it, the way I look at this thing is like Alex Ferguson.
Okay.
Alex Ferguson was the best manager that Manchester United has ever had. Nobody has topped him. And he was there for a long, long, long time. He named his successor, and his successor sucked balls.
Fair point.
So
Except now
that's
West
the
Ham
way.
United.
Okay, but now that's the thing. It's like you can name your successor, and everybody's gonna have high hopes for him. Thing is, Ansu Fati was getting hurt. He was getting injured. He would perform, but sometimes he wouldn't perform up to that task of like, this is the kid that Messi chose. Like, he would perform to like he's just a regular winger. He's just a
Mm-hmm.
regular player.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't. He's too young to be carrying the team all on his own. So that's why I'm saying like it should just let him do him, let it do his own move. If you really want to build a team around Messi or like Ansu Fati, create like a certain squad formation or like tactics and roles and stuff like that that will benefit him to his play style, just like how they did it with Messi. Even though Messi was first established alongside Ronaldinho, Eto'o, like Ibrahimovic, like basically David Villa, they would put him in certain positions to try that he was actually helping the strikers. Then he became the man in Barcelona. That's when they started, okay, Iniesta, Xavi, make sure you get the ball, make sure you get the throw passes to Messi. Messi will take care of the rest. That was it. Like that's the thing. That's what they got to do. Work with this kid, not just loan him out. He comes back, and then he's gonna be like, "All right, you're back. Okay, then we're gonna put you on here. We expect you to basically be the next Messi just because you went out on." Like, no, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is how much high hopes and standards that they have for this kid. And like I repeat myself, kid, he's not ready to take on that, especially being very injury prone, very early on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, thankfully Messi hasn't had like a big injury that where he was out for months.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's a lot to put on the plate for him, and you're putting a lot of pressure on this kid. And so by calling him like the next Messi and stuff like that, I just feel, excuse me, I just feel like Fati should just go out on loan, and when he comes back, if he feels that he's up to play for it, and not just because he's going to lose like his position in Barcelona, go out on loan again or get sold. I mean, just plain and simple. Get more play time wherever you're going to go, and you may actually be the Messi in that team, and you may be bringing the team up. You don't know that. That's the thing. You may be that missing piece.
No, yeah, I agree with that. So, I mean, obviously, you don't. It's been something that we've been saying constantly on this podcast. Is we just need to stop using the phrase "what the next blank." Not even just saying the next Messi. Like, I mean, just stop saying this guy's the next. I mean, what Neymar was said to be the next Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he did live up to it in some sense. I think maybe people are kind of like bashing him now because he went to Saudi Arabia, but I mean that's a whole different thing. But I think he did live up to it. I think he became the golden child of Brazil, which I mean that's what I don't think Ronaldinho was necessarily the golden child of Brazil in any situation. Weirdly enough, this is gonna be crazy to say this, but Neymar is definitely a little bit more is a lot more disciplined compared to Ronaldinho. But
yeah,
especially with the partying and everything. Like, I mean, he's a lot tame compared to Ronaldinho. Also, he doesn't have multiple wives that we know of. But
oh my god.
But I mean, but yeah, like the whole thing for me has always been like we just need to stop labeling people the next blank because the pressure is always going to be that are they going to be able to live up to the hype or like even the same thing as like the passing of the torch. I would use a great example with David Moyes, you know, with Sir Alex Ferguson appointing David Moyes to be the next Manchester United coach because God, that was bad. Honestly, we should have known by the Fulani signing. But
oh my god.
But yeah, I think huge like discretionary, discretion's advice is stop using the next whatever, like the next Messi for sure is definitely one that we need to because I don't think there's anybody, and I mean anybody that could ever do what Messi did. Same thing with Ronaldo. There's nobody in this game that's ever going to replicate what Ronaldo did.
Yeah, exactly.
Point blank. But continue on. So Sofyan Amrabat, he is finally leaving Fiorentina as he joins Manchester United on loan. So we'll see if the Moroccan is definitely worth the hype over there in Manchester United. There's a lot of good things that I've seen from him over in Fiorentina. So we'll see if he's able to translate it over to the English Premier League. Rob Holding, he is joining Crystal Palace. So also Arsenal kind of doing also their own trimming of the fat, if you will, over there in London. Caden Clark, if you guys don't know about Caden Clark was viewed as one of the most promising American products. Is someone that went through the Barcelona Residency Academy in Arizona. If you guys don't know anything about the Barcelona Residency Academy in Arizona, it has definitely been a good place for a lot of players that have developed. A few players that have come out of there, like is Caden Clark, Diego Luna. If you guys have been keeping up with the U20 U.S. men's national team, Currently plays in Real Salt Lake. He's right now a starter for Real Salt Lake, but he was also a big part of the U20 team's run in the World Cup. So they're really that residency academy over there in Arizona has done a really good job. But Caden Clark, one of those guys, he ends up going to the New York Red Bulls, then goes to RB Leipzig, and he hasn't really been able to do much with his opportunity in Europe. But he was released by RB Leipzig, and now he's back, and he's playing for Minnesota United, which is his hometown. He's going back to his hometown in Minnesota to try to get a bounce back, I think, in the MLS. So we'll see how that works out for him. Ryan Gravenberch, if you guys remember that name, is a very promising Dutch player. Made a big splash move to Bayern Munich from Ajax. Here's kind of the big issue with players that go to Bayern Munich or players that go to Real Madrid, or shoot, I'll even throw Barcelona in there. You know, any of these big clubs that have established players in those specific positions, which I think is one of the issues for Gravenberch, is that if those guys are established, you're just not gonna, like, prime example is Real Madrid. Maybe not this year, but the previous year. You had Camavinga, you had, Tuchemi and Valverde, and these guys were trying to get into the starting lineup because, you had Luka Modric and Toni Kroos on the, that were established players. So, like, same thing for Gravenberch is the midfield in Bayern Munich. While it's definitely getting up there in age, it's been established. They have been for sure players for quite some time that I would say maybe a lot of fans would see it as a disservice if they were not on the starting 11. So, and then maybe it was also the pressure. Maybe he wasn't living up to it, to the hype when he did get his opportunities. But hey, he's gone and he's going to Liverpool, which is crazy to think that, because Liverpool looked like they were going to need to get a defensive midfielder, and obviously Ryan Gravenberch isn't a defensive midfielder. Now that midfield has Dominic. I'm not going to try to say his last name. Because it's Sabazli. Obviously you have Alexi McAllister, and now you have Ryan Gravenberch. So 3 attack-minded midfielders is now in your, which, I mean, maybe your best. Maybe for this case, your best defense is a great offense. Maybe that's what they're going after, Edward, with this signing of Ryan Gravenberch. But how do you feel about Ryan Gravenberch, unfortunately not being able to do much in Bayern Munich, but gets another shot with Liverpool? Still a very big club, but definitely one that's looking to establish their midfield now.
I mean, that's the thing. It's needed for Liverpool. They just can't. I don't know. I feel like this would be the perfect question for our man Kelsey. See what he thinks.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a good opportunity for him. He's gonna play for sure. So I think that alone is right there. It's just the questionable part is just the fact that, like, you've had Fabinho playing that 6 spot for so many seasons for Jurgen Klopp, and when he leaves and he goes to, obviously to go play in Saudi Arabia, and that's the position of need, is a defensive midfielder. So it's very interesting to see what exactly Jurgen Klopp has in mind for his midfield this season, because, like I said, you don't have that 6 type midfielder, at least a guy that could be starting right away in that 6 spot. And now you have 3 really good attack-minded midfielders. Once again, McAllister, Dominic, and now Ryan Gravenberch. Like, are you having them rotate in those 2, like, I guess you can say dual 8 / maybe 10s roles, or are you just gonna have a midfield with just a lot of attack-minded midfielders and hope that you guys can defend by committee?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you're right.
Liverpool will be fun to watch. All right, Mamadou Fall, which is an interesting move from Barcelona, because Mamadou Fall is a player from LAFC, and Barcelona has brought him in on loan, and I'm sure if he ends up showing out over there in Barcelona, first he needs to get an opportunity, which I don't know if he will, but this is something that I have never seen, is a young player in MLS getting a loan opportunity with a big club like Barcelona. So really cool, especially really cool if he's able to live up to it. It's another good sign of the MLS doing a good job with its youth development. Probably more props to LAFC, but interesting story. Definitely one that I'm going to keep an eye on because obviously it's an MLS player, but unfortunately it's Barcelona. So we'll
Yep.
see how that works. But Mamadou Fall in Barcelona now. All
I
right,
mean
Edward.
that. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's a it's a good. I guess you could say not an investment, but maybe an opportunity. They're giving up. Maybe they do like how Sergino Dest, is, and they maybe want to build up on that. Maybe they feel like when Sergino Dest comes back, this kid's probably gonna have a chance to play with Sergino Dest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll definitely see that. All right, so very controversial player Mason Greenwood has left Manchester United. Sort of. Uh, he is leaving Manchester United to join Getafe on loan. So Mason Greenwood, obviously, we all know what Mason Greenwood is well known for. I'm not gonna talk about this anymore. But like I said, hey man, his name's cleared, whether you like it or not. So he is allowed to play, whether you like it or not. But obviously, it's a touchy subject for Manchester United. I was under the impression that he was going to be released by the club, but apparently they are still hoping maybe something could come out of this. So he goes to Getafe, a place that needs players, and he's probably going to play. Once again, it's a controversial move. I'm sure he's gonna hear plenty of it everywhere he goes. But hey, I mean, it could happen that his name has been cleared this whole time, and this can go two ways. It can go end very poorly and be a very bad look for Manchester United, or Manchester United can look like very good people. So I mean, it's definitely one of those things where once again we need to see how this ends, how this turns out, and what if there's more things that pop up as it goes. But as right now, Mason Greenwood is a member of Getafe.
That is a very odd controversy right there. I did not think he was going to end up playing this season.
Yeah, I know that there was some Turkish clubs that were interested in him. Um, I'm sure Saudi Arabia was a region that would have probably been trying to go after him as well. But I know the main one was Turkey, which, hey, I mean, he someone's giving him a shot. So,
Yeah.
Kulu Muani, he is joining PSG. This is a guy that has been linked to PSG for such a long time. This almost his whole transfer window, he's been linked there. But now he is finally at PSG. He has left Eintracht Frankfurt and is joining PSG. I'm assuming that this is their kind of like their player and whole the guy that's going to take over when Mbappe does leave at the end of the season. So we'll see. We'll see if Muani gets his opportunities over there at PSG.
Mm.
All right. This is going to get everyone excited. João Felix joins Barcelona on loan.
I mean, new striker, technically. I think he'll be sharing the striker position with Lewandowski for sure. Um, I think I want to say that there's a buy clause on that one.
I believe so.
Like, yeah, but we'll see what happens, truthfully. 'Cause even
Obviously,
I'm like,
oh, yeah.
yeah, because even I'm like, I don't know, would he fit? I mean, he would fit. It would be a different kind of formation. The regular 4-3-3, he would fit it, but he'd be better in the wings at that point, like being the speedster that he is,
Mm-hmm.
and technically it would be like Ferran Torres and in the wings, and shoot, um, I guess João Felix and Lewandowski, if anything, but uh, that's the thing. It's like you can't really for João Felix. I think can't you can't stifle his creativity. Like you can't stop him from doing what he does best in order for him to perform. You can't just lodge him on a place and be like, all right, you're just gonna center the ball, like center the ball, like that's it. No, like you got to let him work his magic, let him do his thing. Like as much as like I would say, like even you tell me like, oh, don't do fancy stuff. Sadly, this dude needs to do fancy stuff in order to come alive. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
That's,
I think he definitely he's honestly a lot more of a Barcelona player than he was around Atletico Madrid player. Like he just
yeah.
did not fit at Atletico Madrid. And this was like the big story going into this transfer window. He made it very clear that he wants to go to Barcelona. There's no other move he wants to do besides going to Barcelona. There was a lot of teams that were trying to get João Felix over there, as well on loan, and he made it abundantly clear he wasn't going to go anywhere else but Barcelona. Which, if you're an Atletico Madrid fan or just an Atletico Madrid player, at this point we need, like, I'm gonna say this: these Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona should not be making deals with each other. Like it's ridiculous that they're like that, and it's more so Atletico Madrid than because Barcelona and Real Madrid. I have yet to ever seen a trend, but aside from Luis Figo, I have yet to ever see like, hey, Real Madrid wants, and there was rumors that Real Madrid were going to try to get Ansu Fati, but like there's I'm sure like Fiorentino Perez called Laporte and was like, hey, we want Ansu Fati, and I'm sure Laporte gave him a giant fuck you. And so like, but why don't we do that with Atletico Madrid? Like, why is it that both Real Madrid and Barcelona are totally okay with making moves with Atletico Madrid when they're the other big dog in the race? Which, I mean, if you're an Atletico Madrid fan, Spencer, I would be pretty pissed off. Like the fact that like Real Madrid and Barcelona do not feel threatened by giving you players, and vice versa. Like,
I mean, think about it. It really started with like Antoine Griezmann.
No, it goes a little bit further back. I mean, the David Villa deal is one that I always think of. Like the fact that Barcelona let David Villa just go right over to Atletico Madrid, and then
that's right.
The following year,
no, was it David Villa or no, Luis Suarez?
No, David Villa. David Villa also went from Barcelona to Atletico Madrid and then won La Liga.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Suarez is another prime example. I mean, Real Madrid gave them Marco Llorente.
That's right. That is true. That's
it always pisses me off to remember that. Like,
especially because Marco Llorente is like a fast center mid, like motherfucker.
That can also play on the wing.
Yep.
I hate that he used to be a Madrid player, a Real Madrid player. I mean, the fact that Alvaro Morata's just a whole other debacle.
that right there. But the thing is, like, he performed in Atletico Madrid and he performed in Real Madrid. Like, he did perform. He wasn't a bad player. It's just he did perform better at Atletico Madrid because I want to say it was like the way that Atletico Madrid played was more to his strengths than him playing
definitely
with Real Madrid.
Definitely. I think like players like Luis Suarez like flourish in Atletico Madrid for that reason alone. Like that type of like a pure 9 is going to eat at Atletico Madrid, especially with like the ball distributors that they have. Like
you got Coque, you got Coque, Saúl, Llorente. I mean, dude, like you have these players, you have the capability. I mean, shit.
And you got Azpilicueta now on your team, so like,
oh yeah.
But I never understood that. Like, what is it about Atletico Madrid that Real Madrid and Barcelona both don't feel? And I mean, obviously, let's be fair. Like, Atletico Madrid usually finishes around third place, anyways. But like, it to me is like, is Atletico Madrid a rival? I feel like they are. I do confidently say that they are a rival because, whenever Atletico Madrid faces Barcelona and Real Madrid, that impacts the race for the La Liga,
Yeah.
and so but I think it's just weird. Like, it's like in any other, even in others, like Manchester United will never give a player to Manchester City. apparently Arsenal and Chelsea can do it no problems like that, which is still weird to me. I think that's weird too, to be honest. But like, and even in, like, you can even say that for like American sports. Like, I don't think you're ever gonna see the Yankees wanting to do, I don't think the Boston Red Sox will ever make a trade with a Yankee with someone from the Yankees. I'm sure it maybe has. I can't really tell you, but like,
they probably have. We just don't know.
But it just sounds weird. Why would you want to like make a deal with your rival? Unless you're giving them somebody terrible and then you think you won. But like
I mean, maybe that's what. Well, okay. So the thing is, here's my thought process, and it's kind of weird. I think Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, they're not in cahoots, but they're like, hey, if we give them this player and they give us this player, or if we give them this player, they'll topple Real Madrid from the top of the table. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, the example is Luis Suarez. Atletico Madrid. Luis Suarez ended up winning La Liga with Atletico Madrid.
Oh yeah, I mean I get that part, but it's just interesting to me. But I mean, João Felix definitely. I think it's a good move. One, both parties are happy. Well, I would say all three parties are happy. Atletico Madrid gets rid of a player that clearly doesn't want to be there.
Let's put it this way: they get rid of a player who's not performing.
And has mentioned and clearly has made it clear that he just doesn't want to be there. Barcelona, they get a guy that does fit to their style of play. And it's a loan, so if he doesn't perform well, you don't have to sign him. You can just ship him right back to Atletico Madrid. And then João Felix, he gets to live out his dream and finally get to play for Barcelona. So like everybody's happy in some sense.
You know what? I always thought João Felix was more of a Real Madrid player. I don't know why.
I disagree, but
I don't know why. Like I don't know, but he always felt the part.
No, I mean,
I don't know.
He's a good player. I'm not saying he's not. Like he's right now. What he has right now is a confidence issue, because like I even say he did not have a good World Cup. He did not, like, at least from what my expectations was of João Felix, and he was one of the players that I said needed a good World Cup, and I don't think he had a good World Cup. Gonzalo Ramos, he had a good World Cup. When you're talking about Portugal, but like João Felix, like I didn't even. Honestly, like there was games where I forgot he was even on the field with João Felix. And that some people may say I'm being disrespectful to João Felix, but like this guy is supposed to be like your next big thing. Like he's supposed to be the next player to wear number 7. Which I mean number 7 is a big number in Portugal. At least recently. Especially with Ronaldo and Figo. So like this is supposed to be your next number 7. And like ever since he left Benfica, he just hasn't been that player. Even his time in Chelsea wasn't really that good. So like it's at this point for João Felix, it's put up or shut up time now. Because like you're in a place where you say this is where you want to be. So like you should have if you're finally happy, you have zero excuses to not perform. You're gonna play for the club that you've been wanting to play for. You're gonna be with a manager that I will say is pure quality in Xavi. And is also very demanding. So I know if he doesn't live up to it, Xavi has zero problems not have him on the field. Because, I mean, look at the guys that he's picked over to play. Like, I mean, it's not like he cares about your price tag. So you're going into a situation where you want to be there. So I'm going to say, if he doesn't perform in Barcelona, I think you're going to have to call him a bust.
Yep.
He was a Portugal league player, and that's all he ever was.
Yep.
So, yeah, to me, that's it. It's put up or shut up time for João Felix. Like if he can't do it, then he's just not going to be able to do it.
You're right.
But continuing on, Juan Mata, he's actually following legendary Spanish midfielder Andrés Iniesta, as he is now going to Japan to play for Vissel Kobe.
Man.
So
that's pretty cool.
Maybe we'll see him at Emirates Club FC one day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Such a dumb name for a team. I take that back. San Diego FC is also dumb. But yeah, Juan Mata, really excited for him. I mean, I think he's definitely he's going to go down as a player that like we forgot was good. He's
I mean,
he's a player that we're gonna forget was pretty good. So that's
yeah.
I'm gonna stand by that one. Wijnaldum is joining Al Ettifaq, which is the club that I believe Jordan Henderson plays for now. So he is now another older player going to the Saudi League. And the last move, Sergio Ramos, after being without a club since the end of his contract with PSG, has been posting a lot of Instagram workout videos. Has now found a club. He was linked to the Turkish league. He was linked to Saudi Arabia. Some people were hoping he was going to go to the MLS.
I was hoping he was going to go to Inter Miami.
Some people were hoping he would go to Houston Dynamo. I have no idea who that guy is. But
gee, I wonder who.
But he has found a new home as he decided to return to where it all started, Sevilla.
I was about to say, I was like a new home in his old home.
Yeah, which was interesting because like his video announcement on Instagram of him announcing his return to Sevilla, he was like, "I want to apologize for all the things that I've done to Sevilla," which I was like, okay. But I mean, Sergio Ramos goes into a situation where he's competing in the Champions League, so 37 years old, competing in Champions League. Take that, Ronaldo. But that is transfer talk. Like I said, this is the end of it. We won't bring this back up till maybe like till January when the January transfer window opens up. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think the January transfer window is gonna be very, very enticing for some teams, especially if maybe you want to try to get Mbappe real quick.
Yep.
Maybe your team feels like they need a striker. Maybe Maybe your team realizes that you probably should have signed a striker, and using a 4-4-2 diamond formation is probably not the right solution. That maybe you'll still score goals behind a very promising English player, who's literally carrying the team right now, literally carrying the team, and. And maybe you realize, hey, maybe we should go after this French player. Maybe let's just take the L and spend 160 million euros to get this guy over here.
Right.
Can't tell you what club that could be.
Gee.
But anyways, that is transfer talk. The U.S. men's national team, man. So the call-ups have been announced. And before we talk about they have 2 games coming up, September 9th against Uzbekistan in St. Louis and September 12th against Oman in St. Paul. Uzbekistan and Oman are both in preparation of the AFC's Asian Cup, which is essentially their version of the Euro, Copa America, Gold Cup. So they're doing their tournament, and so they're getting their friendlies going because I believe that the Asian Cup is going to be in January because I believe Qatar is hosting it. So they're doing all that preparation for that. So yeah. So here's the U.S. men's. I will say before I mention this, good job, Greg Berhalter. It was actually a really good call up. I actually like the call up. I don't have a lot of complaints about this call up. I think it was really good. He said exactly what he was going to do, which was going to get obviously some of your typical guys for the U.S. men's national team, but also he was going to bring in some guys that are probably going to get looked at for the Olympics because the Olympics is coming up this summer. So that is going to be something that is going to have to be taken into consideration. I also believe Copa America Centenario is going to be here in the U.S. in 2024. So it's going to be interesting because you're going to have Copa America and then you also have the U20 World Cup. Oh, not U20. I mean the Olympics. Which is the reason why it's interesting because I believe in the Olympics you're allowed to have 3 players that are over the age of 23. So, and then, I mean honestly, this roster is still pretty young, so a lot of these guys still meet the Olympic parameters. So, like, it's just gonna be interesting, like what they think is more important, Copa America or Olympics. I'm sure Greg Berhalter is gonna have a battle for that one. But here are the players that are representing the U.S. for these coming friendlies. In the goalkeeper positions, we got Drake Callender from Inter Miami, I don't think this is like a Messi effect in any shape or form. I think Drake Callender has actually been a really good goalkeeper. Don't look at Inter Miami's record before Messi came. But he has actually been a pretty good goalkeeper. And he did get called up before Messi came to Inter Miami. So I don't think that this is a Messi effect, if you will, Edward. Ethan Horvath from Nottingham Forest, and the starting goalkeeper for Nottingham Forest, Matt Turner. Obviously, Matt Turner is the starting goalkeeper for these two friendlies. Drake Callender, I believe, will be the number 2 because Ethan Horvath is not playing. So, and Zach Steffen, there's a lot of things going on with Zach Steffen. He just hasn't been the same player in quite some time. So Drake Callender has an opportunity that he can step right in and become the number 2 goalkeeper for the U.S. men's national team. Obviously, Edward doesn't care too much about goalkeepers.
No, I don't.
All right, you're going to have Edward so quiet. Defenders, Sergino Dest from PSV. He's actually doing really good at PSV ever since he went to PSV. He's been actually a really good piece for them. Christopher Lunn from Palermo. So if you guys remember when we did our Serie A preview, Kelsey mentioned this player. So, but yeah, Christopher Lunn from Palermo. So we'll see what's the plan with him. I believe he is one of the players that may be being looked at for the Olympics. So we'll see what he has to offer. Mark McKenzie from Genk. Kevin Paredes from Wolfsburg. This is a really interesting sign to me because interesting player for me because DC United product, got an opportunity to go play in Germany, has been steadily moving into a crucial player for them. Well, not crucial, but has been moving up from being a just guy that's on the reserves to a guy on the bench to a guy that's getting regular playing time. So really interesting to see what he does. I think another player that maybe we'll be seeing in the Olympics, old man Tim Ream, who I believe scored a goal in his recent match. So he's still with us. Chris Richards from Crystal Palace, Anthony Robinson from Fulham, Miles Robinson from Atlanta United, and Joe Scally from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Obviously, for me, the player to highlight from the defenders is Sergino Dest. Finally getting playing time. So this is, a good chance for him to continue to gel with the U.S. men's national team. Honestly, I have no gripes here with the defenders. Maybe, we got to start thinking about moving on from Miles Robinson and Tim Ream. But aside from that, I think it's still a pretty good group. All right, the players that Edward actually cares. Midfields. Johnny Cardoso from Internacional. Young guy that plays in the Brazilian league. I believe did get some looks from teams in Europe. They were actually hoping to get him, but I believe he is staying with Internacional to finish out the Copa Libertadores, I think. So this guy could be someone that ends up leaving in the January window. So keep an eye on him. But Johnny Cardoso from Internacional gets the call up. Ben Cramachi from Inter Miami. Maybe a little bit of the Messi effect for him. He has definitely been someone that has benefited from Messi being on the team. He's definitely getting a lot of looks. But I mean, to me, this is a cool one because he is an academy product of Inter Miami. Has had a lot of success in the academy level. Gets moved up gets a professional contract, and now he gets to play alongside Lionel Messi. He's also a dual national. He has ties to Argentina. So I think this is also the U.S. trying to cap tie him with the U.S. before Argentina, wants him. And I'm sure it's not going to help having Lionel Messi maybe telling him you should come to Argentina.
Yeah, right.
So they're trying to jump. I think it's also a guy that we might be seeing for the Olympics. Obviously, Olympic call-ups have no effect as far as like FIFA, because obviously the Olympics is not a FIFA sanctioned sanctioned tournament. So I believe if he were to play for the U.S., it wouldn't affect his chances with Argentina. But yeah, so he does. It is probably a guy that the U.S. is probably looking at for the Olympics. At least I would think so. Luca De La Torre from Celta Vigo, definitely getting a lot more playing time over there at Celta Vigo this year. So, and a guy that I genuinely do like in the midfield. Weston McKennie from Juventus. He is staying put in Juventus, so After all that speculation of
Yay.
him leaving, he is staying with Juventus. Yunus Musa from AC Milan and Malik Tillman from PSV. So I like the midfield. It's the guys that we expected. Obviously, we're not going to see Tyler Adams, and I think it's because he's dealing with some injuries right now. I think that's what's going on with him. Forwards, we got Brendan Aronson from Union Berlin, Volaren Balogun from Monaco, now that he left Arsenal, Cade Cowell from San Jose Earthquakes. I believe he's still he's eligible for the Olympics. I think he's someone that's going to be looked at for the Olympics. I know he had some rumors speculated of him going to Europe. It didn't happen, but that is a guy to keep an eye on. Maybe someone that we'll see maybe in the January transfer window. Maybe that San Jose wants to see him finish out the season with them, and maybe he gets a European opportunity come January. Ricardo Pepi from PSV, Christian Pulisic from AC Milan, and Timothy Weah from Juventus. So like I said, all in all, there's no gripes that I have with this roster. I think it's clear who's the starting 11. But the other thing that we got to remember that this is now the return of Greg Berhalter. So this is going to be, I will say this is a good sign. I like the call-up. I think that he got a good mix of experience and young players into this group. The matchups, I mean, you can say they're head scratchers because it's Uzbekistan and Oman. Are they really going to be challenged? I mean, who's to say? They're getting ready for a tournament, so I don't want to bash them in any way. Because like I said, they're preparing for a tournament. But I mean, I would expect the U.S. to be able to take care of them very well, especially with like the chemistry that you have already from these players, because a lot of these guys have played together for quite some time now. So I think one is to keep your expected starters to continue to build that chemistry, but also mix in some young players that could possibly be part of your future come the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Yep, I mean, it seems like it's a pretty solid squad, and like you said, it's a mix of experience and young players, and I like the fact that they are putting a lot of young talent in there.
Yeah. So I like this. So September 9th versus Uzbekistan over in St. Louis, and September 12th against Oman in St. Paul, Minnesota. So you guys make sure you guys check them out. The U.S. men's national team under the new regime of Greg Berhalter. Looks like maybe a new Greg Berhalter. Maybe we're going to see a little bit more from what we saw with Anthony Hudson, and even drawing a blank on the coach that coached them during the Gold Cup. But I mean, the Nations League, I'm not going to talk about the Gold Cup. Nations League, they looked very dominant as well, because that was the B team. but the A team for sure, they look pretty strong. It gets you excited about the U.S. men's national team for sure. But that's all I got. All I got for the U.S. men's national team. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and then we'll get going with our reaction to the Champions League draw.
Spring has sprung, and our friends at Manscaped have the best tools for some spring cleaning. They've already helped you tidy up all the nooks and crannies of your body's basement, but this year, Manscaped can help you get the perfect presentation on that beautiful face with the new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Make sure you look your best this spring by using code BellyUp20 to get 20% off and free shipping at Manscaped.com. It's time to tame your mane with the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. The sun is peeking back out, which means you'll have to show your face in the daylight again. So use the kit to make sure your scruff looks award-winning, whether you got glorious beard flow or some smooth, sleek cheeks. The kit starts off with the Beard Hedger, a waterproof cordless trimmer with a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. So no more messy drawers full of add-ons. It also comes with the titanium-coated T-blades that are tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to a single-stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. The Beard Hedger is a high-tech piece of art in a travel-size package with a long-lasting battery, universal charging, and a strong motor. So what are you waiting for? Save 20% off and free shipping when you use the promo code BellyUp20 at Manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the promo code BellyUp20 at Manscaped.com. Focus on the face and use the Beard Hedger Pro Kit for the cleanest look in the game.
All right, guys, before we talk about the Champions League draw, we'll talk about Canadips. Canadips is a great tasting superior alternative to traditional dip, using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It is all flavor, no tobacco, no nicotine pouches that are spit free. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. It is crafted and manufactured in Humboldt County, California, the heart of the cannabis industry. Why does this all matter to you? Well, dip is just disgusting. I can tell you, as someone that used to dip back in my time in the Marine Corps, it is not a pretty habit. It just the whole process of dip. Also, it, like I said, it's very disgusting. It's just super old. And at the end of it, if you dip long enough, your skin's gonna is gonna get affected by it. So you might have to get a skin graft. If you guys want to know what a skin graft is, they literally get a piece of skin from your ass and then they put it on your lip. So do you want to have your ass on your mouth for the rest of your life? No, you don't.
Jesus.
So get yourself some candidates, because it has developed a way to deliver CBD through the mouth that no one else has, so you can actually enjoy it. So if you guys want to take full advantage, go to CannadipsCBD.com. Once again, CannadipsCBD.com. Use the code BellyUp20 to save yourself 20% off your purchase at Cannadips. So thank you again to Cannadips for being the presenting partner, and let's get going with the Champions League draw. So because I'm unemployed, I was actually able to watch the draw of the Champions League, which I think is hilarious because there's nothing more awkward than watching people do a drawing for the group stages, or just the draws in general. Like them having to put I mean, Edward, you've seen clips of these draws. It's awkward. I think the best way to sum up it's awkward. I think it's hilarious that we have this thing. It's not. Maybe it's televised in Europe, but obviously in the US you have to stream it through UEFA's website. But yeah, it's like there's really not much that the people that are talking. The guys are trying to have filler and try to talk while these guys are literally spinning these little soccer balls in a bowl, and then they have to pick one to either just tell you what club is going in, what club it is, and then what group that club is going to be in. It's just, and also it's hilarious just seeing a whole auditorium filled with people that represent these clubs taking notes, which I think is hilarious that they're taking notes. What do you need to take a note of, to remember who you're playing? All you had to do is just get a screen, not even take a screenshot. You could just save the photo on Twitter or X.
Right.
So it was funny watching the guys take notes of who they're playing. I'm overall super awkward experience. I think I would never want to be in that auditorium, because once again, it's just you staring at two former soccer players just moving balls around in a bowl. and I'm this is the foolproof system that we use to make these groups for the Champions League. And not even for Champions League, we also do this for World Cups. So this thing has never changed.
Yeah, that's true.
We have technology, people. We can just do randomizers. Actually, don't change. I love this. I love that it's so awkward. It's just, to me, it's funny thing to watch. And I would love for this to be on television just because it's so awkward, in my opinion. So just keep doing your thing, UEFA. I love it. Keep the awkwardness going. All right, so here are the groups. In Group A, we have Bayern Munich, the champions of the 2022-23 season. Manchester United, who finished third in the English Premier League. Copenhagen, the champions of the Danish Super League from the previous season. And Galatasaray, the champions of the Super League previous season. So 3 champions and Manchester United. So that's Group A. Group B has Sevilla, who was the winner of the Europa League and finished 12th in La Liga last season. So, yikes! But hey, they won the Europa League, so that's another way to get into this tournament. Arsenal, who finished second in the English Premier League, obviously making their return after so many years of not being in the Champions League. PSV, who finished second in the Eredivisie, and RC Lens, who finished second in Ligue 1. Group C, Napoli, obviously the Serie A champions from the previous season. Real Madrid, who finished second. Braga, who finished third in Portugal. Union Berlin, who was fourth in the Bundesliga. Group D is Benfica, who won the Portuguese league previous year. Inter Milan, who were third in Serie A. RB Salzburg, the champions of Austria. Real Sociedad, who finished fourth in La Liga. Group E is Feyenoord, who won the Eredivisie last year. Lergo Madrid, who finished third. Lazio, who finished second in the Serie A. Celtic, who won the Scottish Premier League last year. Group F is PSG, winners of Ligue 1. Dortmund, second in Bundesliga. AC Milan, fourth in Serie A, but I'm going to put an asterisk on there because obviously if Juventus did not get hit with that 10-point deduction for violating financial fair play, which I still think is a crock of shit, they would have probably been in that group. That would have been their spot. So I even though I do love AC Milan, it's a club that I like to watch, that I support, but let's be real, like this is an asterisk. They should have been in the Europa League. And Newcastle United, who finished in fourth in the English Premier League. Group G, Manchester City, winners of the EPL last season and the Champions League winner. RB Leipzig, third place in the Bundesliga. Crvena Zvezda, who finished the Serbian Super League champions. Young Boys, who were the Swiss Super League champions. How many Super Leagues do we have?
I gotta cut you off, bro.
What's up?
The one you said right now.
What? Swiss Super
What
League?
was it? No, the
Crvena Zvezda?
Yeah. The way you said it, bro, I don't know why. And
Cerveza?
No.
Oh, that's what
I thought of freaking.
That makes me feel like an alcoholic now.
I was gonna say, I was like, well, it was gonna make me feel like a nerd because I honestly thought of freaking Harry Potter and the Voldemort going, Kadavra.
Oh.
Because the way you said it, it sounded almost like it. And I was like, I couldn't hold my laugh. I was just over here like chuckling and stuff. I was like, oh man, my inner. Yeah, all right, guys, I like Harry Potter.
I'm about to post a picture of Daniel Radcliffe.
Voldemort.
Or Voldemort.
It's got to be Voldemort, dog. It can't be.
Just caption the club name in all caps. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Group H, Barcelona, champions of La Liga the previous season. FC Porto, who finished second in the Portuguese league. Shakhtar Donetsk, who were the champions of the Ukrainian Premier League. And Antwerp, who were the Belgium Pro League. I believe it's the Belgian Pro League. Antwerp, who were the champions of the Belgian Pro League previous season. So those are the groups. Like I said, this isn't a preview, but Edward, if you had to say there was a winner, who is that winner?
Out of all these teams?
Like, who can flat out say, I love my group?
Hold on. I'm looking. Manchester City, bro. Golly.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna double down with you, but you can go ahead and say why Manchester City. But I also agree with you. I was gonna say Manchester City as well.
Well, because dude, think about. I mean, I'm not trying to talk them down, but RB Leipzig, like they're gonna have to come out with a game plan that's gonna be like secret and like they're gonna have to come out with something because it's Man City. First of all right. Second, who's the next team?
Voldemort.
Voldemort teams. Crvena Zvezda. I mean, the Serbian Super League champions. You saw them last year. I think they were in last year, right? In last year's Champions League as well. But they didn't even make it out of the group stage. I mean, Manchester City won it all. And
I mean, basically, it's Young Boys and Voldemort that are battling out to see who's going to go to the Europa League.
Dude, honestly, that's basically what I'm looking at right here. I'm just like, bro, like really, like can't give these guys a break, can y'all? Y'all gotta pair them up with the hardest motherfuckers in the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, I agree. The other thing I'm gonna add to it as well is that Manchester City is looking at RB Leipzig, which one of the things that I always say that RB Leipzig is really good at is developing young players. So Pep Guardiola gets to have like literally a first look, like an actual good look at like Xavi Simons, Danny Olmo, just to name a few players, but like just from RB Leipzig. And then who's to say maybe he finds some gems over there with Voldemort and Young Boys. Like, so not only are you for sure going to win you're confident that you're going to win your group, but you just got yourself a farm group. Now you get to look at maybe if there's some players out there that you want to bring into Manchester City. Just like you're it's like if Sir Alex Ferguson was still coaching, like this would be his holy grail. It's just finding the next Ronaldo from this mix of players.
Honestly, you're not lying, man. You're not lying.
So yeah, I agree with you. Manchester City definitely are the winners of the draw. All right. Obviously, if there's a winner, there's got to be a loser. Who is the loser of the draws?
Of the draws?
Mm-hmm. If you want, I can go first.
Yeah, go first.
The loser of the draws to me is, I'm going to say Newcastle United.
Really?
And the reason why, and I mean, we'll definitely, I guess I can ruin it for. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but you're finally back in. After being like viewed as a mediocre club, you get these billionaire investments, and your return to Champions League is PSG, Borussia Dortmund, and AC Milan. You're in a group with PSG, Borussia Dortmund, and AC Milan, teams that have a lot of experience in the Champions League, teams that have gone pretty far in Champions League, and also the only team in this group that has won the Champions League is AC Milan, but still teams that know what it means to make it to the final.
Yep.
And you're in that group. So I would definitely say if there was a loser, it's Newcastle United. And I'm not saying that they're as if they don't have a shot at winning this group, because this is honestly a very wide open group. But I mean, like, if you're a fan,
that is to me that is the group of death. Like that is that is the one.
I guess we can go ahead and just say, obviously me and I were both going to say this is the group of death, so we can get rid of that segment. But you literally got put, like, if you're a Newcastle United fan and you're so excited about what this club is doing, where you got these new investment owners, they actually did really good with some of their signings as of recently, and you get to the Champions League and your first test is the group of death. Like, it's like, you kind of look up and you just say, who hates me? Like, legitimately, who hates me? And I mean, you can say the same thing for anybody in this group. Like, I mean, I'm sure PSG doesn't want to be in this group either. Same thing for Borussia Dortmund. I'm sure AC Milan doesn't want to be there either. But like, it's just like, of all the people, who has the least experience in Champions League? Newcastle United.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my Newcastle United is my loser for the group stages. Oh well, for the draw.
Okay. So mine. I gotta say Union Berlin.
Union Berlin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Napoli, Real Madrid, Braga. Braga's not bad. Braga's not bad. They're doing good.
But this is also their first Champions League.
I know.
So.
Union Berlin, though, I mean,
No, but yeah, same point that I made about Newcastle United. You're the least experienced team in the Champions League, and you have to go up against Napoli, who can still be very well a good team. Real Madrid, who has dominated in this tournament, and Braga, a team that has experience in Champions League.
Yeah. So I mean,
And I'm sure
I'm still saying,
nobody's betting on you right now.
yep.
So yeah,
So
I agree with that one.
okay, and I agree with yours too.
All right. So we already said group of death. It's group F. Okay, so as you guys know, I was like as I mentioned, I was watching the draw, and as the draw was continuing, and I saw Borussia Dortmund, and then they put AC Milan in group F. I was like at this point praying that the fourth team in group F was going to be another good team, or at least another like I guess highly valued team. I don't remember what was the team that was before Newcastle United. I feel like it was Atletico Madrid. No, I don't think it was Atletico Madrid. But it was. Oh, I think it was Real Sociedad. I think that's what it was. I think it was Real Sociedad. So I was like praying for Real Sociedad to be in that group. Was it Real? Yeah, I think it was Real Sociedad. But yeah, so I was praying that Real Sociedad would be on Group F because I just wanted pure chaos. Because this is the most chaotic group that I've ever seen in a long time. And so obviously they got put into another group, which was Group D with Benfica, Inter Milan, and RB Salzburg. Which, hey, maybe they can come out of that group. But so when Newcastle United popped up, I started laughing very hysterically because I was like, "This would be so hilarious if they somehow get in Group F." And then they got put in Group F, and I just started bursting. I was laughing so bad I was crying because it was just so funny that like it's like PSG just can never win. It was more towards PSG because like I have no reason to cheer for PSG except for Keylor Navas, and like so I
but
mean
he's not even there.
Is he not there anymore? I thought Keylor Navas been back.
But do you think they're going to be using him as a starting goalkeeper, or do you think they're going to keep?
Okay, well, I mean, staying back with it, the only reason why I would like PSG is that they have Keylor Navas on the roster. Okay, but because I mean, at this point, I'm being teased by Mbappe, so I thought it would be so hilarious if they get put in a hard group, and it would be even more embarrassing if they don't make it out of the group stages. Because I mean, Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan, like. This is such an open group that PSG could miss out of the Champions League, maybe even miss out of the Europa League. Like this is literally anybody's game because all four of these teams are very much good enough to win it. And it would be so hilarious if PSG gets eliminated from here. If they get eliminated out of the Champions League from the group stage, it is going to be such havoc for them. There's no way they can bounce back. Like Kylian Mbappe might be requesting just like let him leave in January, or better yet, just just release him from the club right away.
Damn. I mean, you're not wrong, but
yeah, that's the group of death for sure.
Uh-huh.
All right. We always like saying that there's always a fun group in this tournament. So for you, which one's the fun group?
The fun group?
Yeah. If you want me to go first, I'll go first.
No, I got this one.
Okay.
Okay. So the fun group, I feel, is going to be Group H, the Barcelona group.
Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Antwerp.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun for you because.
Well, the thing is,
this does help you with your overreaction of you wanting you believe Barcelona can make it to the final.
Yes,
is exactly. A good way to get
a lot. That helps so much. You have no idea. But no, the reason why I consider
Barcelona is definitely a winner. I know we didn't mention them as the winners for the draw, but they're definitely a winner of the draw.
And that is if they don't fuck it up. Which right now with how they've been throughout these years, these last couple of years. Basically, once Messi left, and then they have all these fucking debt with them, and then they've been getting nothing but like I mean, I'm sorry, but they haven't even been getting their academy players a chance. Like it's really hard to try to back them up. It's hard. I understand one player, one young player at a time, maybe two at a time, But dude, like, come on, man. Like shit. But I consider it the fun group because FC Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Antwerp, like those teams are like not unknowns, but they'll possibly give Barcelona a run for their money, especially the way that they are now. So to me, I consider it fun because Barcelona has a chance to be like, okay, these are teams that even our reserve players, our academy players, like hell, they're young players.
Oh,
Gavi,
that's
Pedri,
wow.
like that will give them
So
like
you're
that will
you're
give
essentially
them a
saying if
chance to
they're
play.
able to like secure the group early, like this would be a good opportunity for like the young players to push out their youth to
Exactly.
young players.
Exactly.
Okay. No, I yeah. When you put it like that, like if they're able to like just do a quick sweep, maybe win one more game, like secure 12 points. Yeah, like those last two matches could easily be like, let's see what the young kids can do. And I mean, yeah, that's Edwards to the T. He just
That's
wants.
my idea. That's my idea of fun because I do it in FIFA all the time. Like once I know that I swept the Liga, once I know that I swept the group stages, I'll go ahead and put the freaking 15, 16-year-old to go play. I'll be like, look, there you go. You go ahead. I'm like, I don't care if it's overall a 64. I'll go ahead and do it. To me, that's fun
Mhm.
because I'm like, I can see what the progress is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like to me, that's fun.
yeah, I agree.
Give the Young Bucks a chance, and then they're going to be excited because they're playing in a Champions League.
Hmm.
Then they'll shake off the nerves. Maybe somebody will get hurt. Somebody has to step up. The kid already played a Champions League match, and now he's going to end up playing another one. I mean, you never know in Champions League. Like you never know.
No, yeah, yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
yeah. At first, I thought you were just saying it's a fanboy, but now when you say it like that, that's a very valid reason to make that a fun group.
you sound very surprised.
Well, I didn't really think about it like that. I mean, I thought you were just saying it because this is
No,
a better matchup for Barcelona, which I mean they
no, no,
are.
no, no.
Like your
I
biggest
mean
threat
that
would be Porto. I mean Shakhtar is
Porto
good
would
for an
beat them.
upset. Shakhtar is really
Yeah,
good for an upset. Antwerp,
Shakhtar. Let me tell you something. Shakhtar is what Sheriff was to Real Madrid.
okay, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Now
get
you're
that.
like, hmm,
But Shakhtar has also been a headache for Real Madrid too in the Champions League.
yeah.
Um, all right, my fun group is actually Group B. Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV, and RC Lens. I think is a very even group. Um, I think Arsenal definitely is being able to get eased back into the Champions League. But it's definitely a group. They're in a group where they're gonna have to compete. Like PSV is no joke. RC Lens has gotten better and better each season. It's a team that me and Kelsey have spoken very highly of. Um, and Sevilla, I mean, yeah, they finished 12th place in La Liga last season, but they still managed to win the Europa League. Um, and now I have a even more so reason to watch Sevilla because if you guys know, my guy is Sergio Ramos. That's the guy I've been rocking with. I have his PSG jersey. I am not getting a Sevilla jersey because I am never going to get another team in La Liga Liga's jersey. If it's not Real Madrid, I'm not wearing it. I will send it back. But there's like a reason for me to watch every single one of these teams because, like I said, I've spoken highly of RC Lens before. PSV has Ricardo Pepi, Malik Tillman and now Sergino Dest, and then obviously Arsenal because I like Arsenal. So this is Group B for me is gonna be the fun team because um it's a pretty open group, but there's a lot of reasons for me to watch this group.
There you go. Okay.
But all right, so that is the Champions League draw. Once again, thank you to candidates for being the presenting partner of that segment. If you guys want, use the code BellyUp20 at CanadipsCBD.com and you'll save yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again to Canadips for being the presenting partner. All right, Players of the Week. Players of the Week is brought to you by In the Clutch. In the Clutch is an amazing clothing company partnered with the Players Associations of the NFL, Major League Soccer, NBA, and Major League Baseball. And so much more. They have amazing designs, man. And also, the best part, the material is super comfortable. And quoted by Kelsey Coyne of High Low Sports, they have passed the Fat Boy test. So, if you guys want to go ahead and check it out, go to intheclutch.com. And if you use the code InsertName at checkout, you'll save yourself 10% off your entire purchase. So, thank you again, In the Clutch, for being the presenting partner of our Players of the Week. Edward, who's your Player of the Week?
So my Player of the Week is actually Heung-min Son, who scored a hat trick in Tottenham's 5-2 win against Burnley. He took it on himself, man.
I'm really hating how good Tottenham's been playing. I've really been hating this. Thank God I don't have a Tottenham bet going on.
Right? Hey, you should have done it this season.
I mean, I don't know. Inter Miami might happen. So,
oh, that's true. Imagine you doing that one plus the Tottenham one.
I would legitimately be the meme of Tiger King. I will not be able to financially recover from this. Yeah, is that or like I don't know? Messi doesn't win the ball. If Messi wins the ball, though, I'll do a jersey giveaway.
That would be so weird. Yeah. Truthfully, that would be. It
really should be
weird.
Haaland. I don't think you can argue that it shouldn't be Haaland.
Oh no,
even with Messi's World Cup. I mean, wait, are they gonna count that? I think they will count it. The World Cup this year.
You think they'll count it this year?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how the French media does things. We should be expecting the short list pretty soon though, for Champions League though. I mean Champions League for the Ballon d'Or. But all right, so Heung-min Son, yeah, hat trick. Crazy enough, there was three players in the Premier League this past weekend to score a hat trick. Heung-min Son is one. Erling Haaland was another one. But he's not my Player of the Week. My Player of the Week is Evan Ferguson, who scores a hat trick in Brighton's 3-1 win against Newcastle United.
Okay.
So, like I said, man, that front three that Brighton potentially has now that you added Ansu Fati into that mix. Also, don't forget the Ecuadorian Estupinan. Estupinan. I can't say this without saying stupid. But Estupinan.
I know exactly. That's what I was about to say. I was like, man, you are saying that all kinds of wrong, but okay.
Estupinan.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's a fullback, that dude is also a baller. But yeah, that front three of Brighton is looking pretty nice right now. So I feel pretty confident in my own reaction that they can finish the Champions League spot, especially after they thrashed the team that finished fourth last year. So congratulations to Heung-min Son and Evan Ferguson for being our Players of the Week. Obviously, if you go to Instagram and Twitter, Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter, at InsertName FC, on our post, you can vote on who you think is the Player of the Week for yourself. That will give them an additional vote towards the Roosevelt Spencer's Player of the Year award. So if you go on Instagram, it'll be on our stories, so you can go vote on our stories. And if you go on the X, formerly known as Twitter, it'll be on the sub posts, because they're not tweets anymore, the sub posts underneath the Players of the Week posting. So go ahead and put your votes in right now. All right. And once again, thank you to In the Clutch for being the presenting partner of Players of the Week. Go ahead and check them out. Use the code InsertName to save yourself 10% off your entire purchase. All right, games to watch this weekend. So I am going to El Salvador, so I might as well point this one out. This weekend, Aguila versus Metapan. If you guys don't know, Aguila is actually the region of El Salvador that Edward's from.
Oh, yeah.
So Aguila is the team over there. They're actually a pretty good team as well. And my family's from Metapan. And unfortunately, I won't be able to watch this game in person because they're actually going to be in San Miguel. So I won't, I mean, what's San Miguel to Metapan? Maybe like, it's crazy to think that El Salvador is the size of Houston.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, man.
A country is the size of a city in Texas. But yeah, obviously I'm there with family, and I believe that day I'm roasting a pig with my uncle, so I won't be available. But yeah, and obviously it's international break, so if there's one thing you guys need to know, Major League Soccer does not care. So Inter Miami will be taking on Sporting Kansas City without Messi. So We'll see. We'll see what happens there. And the Portland Timbers taking on LAFC, which if you guys that Inter Miami LAFC game, what a star-studded night. Owen Wilson was there. Selena Gomez was in awe of a save of someone blocking a Messi goal. So I wish he could be amazed by me. But I digress. But yeah, so international break. So on Friday, you will have Uruguay versus Chile, Saudi Arabia versus Costa Rica, and Jamaica versus Honduras are some games that I think you should keep an eye on for. Also, I think Jamaica, Honduras, that's a Nations League a Nations League match. Saturday, Germany versus Japan. It's going to be a good one. USA versus Uzbekistan, Mexico versus Australia, which I believe is here in the U.S. Mexico's second home. Ukraine versus England, and North Macedonia versus Italy. And I said I picked Macedonia because I love saying Macedonia. Hungary versus
good reason to watch.
Huh?
It's a good reason to watch.
Good reason to watch. And on Sunday we'll be seeing Hungary versus Czech Republic, Guatemala versus Panama, and El Salvador versus Trinidad and Tobago. So I have a lot of reasons to be being in El Salvador this weekend. I don't think they're playing in El Salvador, but it might be. Still can't go. I'll be roasting a pig. But all right, so we're gonna go ahead and take one more break, and then we'll wrap this show up with 3 Up, 3 Down.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at BellyUpSports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
Nice grind, Edward. And we're back.
Sorry.
All right, 3 Up, 3 Down, and today it is the English Premier League hits. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, obviously we have footballarchive.com up so you guys can see what we're looking at in case you're confused. But all right, Edward, you want to start or you want me to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
You're like, whoa, that was quick.
All right. He's awake.
All right. So my 3 down. Oh, we're starting with down, right? Make sure. Making sure. All right. So my 3 down is actually okay. I don't know why, but it just doesn't. So my 3 down is the Newcastle away.
Newcastle away.
Yeah. They got the brand Castore. So
okay.
Yeah. I just don't the whole color.
Oh man, that's
It's an eyesore. Be bluntly speaking, it's an eyesore. Just really, really, really weird. I just can't.
I feel like also it doesn't help that the badge is like so hard to read.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, especially on that jersey, that precise jersey.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So that's my number 3.
All right.
So that's my number 3. Excuse me. So my number 2, the Fulham away.
Fulham away.
It just looks like a bright pink highlighter.
Edward just doesn't like the color pink.
No. Okay. Inter Miami's pink, I can live with that. It's not. It's like a highlighter pink.
This looks like an eraser.
Hot pink. Yes, there you go. Like an eraser, like a heavy, very heavy pink, bro. Like it's too much, man. Like it's just way overboard. Like I don't know.
Okay,
and then my number 1, which I don't know why. Maybe I was skeptic. I had to choose the thing is with the pink one. It's very simple. It's simple. So it just has the logo and it's just the color pink. That's it. Simple. So it's not too crazy. But my number one, I don't know why, but the Bournemouth away. Because, okay, to me, all those little slashes, all those little circles, like kind of like overly looking things or whatever, just look like somebody put a giant ass thumbprint to make a fucking little thing and be like, all right, lifted it off, and there you go. That's gonna be your jersey right there. We're just gonna put the emblem and then the umbro and then the alphabet.
You can't even
Like,
see
we're
the
just gonna put it
umbro.
No, you can't. You can't. You can't even see the umbro. It's
Yeah.
just I like the Bournemouth blue emblem. That's the only thing I like. Everything else is just I'm telling you, like those lines, it was just too much. Like, imagine if they had more what you call it, sponsors, and then they're like, hey, we can go ahead and put them in each line. Like, like fuck, like they actually can. Shit.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That was just bad, man.
Yeah. All right, my turn. I'm gonna start out with Burnley's third kit. Wait, was it Burnley third? Burnley's
Burnley?
away.
Burnley's away.
Yeah.
Okay. Pray tell.
I'm just not feeling the jersey. I really don't. I'm trying to wonder what this sponsor is. This supposed to be Wonder Woman 88? I don't think that's the name of the movie.
Oh God.
But if that's the case, terrible choice.
For a second, I thought it was like Western Union. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something different.
But the yellow badge is I feel like wasn't a good look. I don't know. I feel like this could have been done better. I think I like the idea of going for the yellow color, but it just, if you're gonna do it, you got to do it right. And I just feel like they didn't do it right. I'm not a fan of just that one stripe down. And there's some jerseys that I like that do that stripe, but I just don't think that this was like well executed. Bad move, JJ Watt. I don't approve. My second is Everton's third kit.
Oh, bro, I looked at it too, and yeah,
I'm sure that this is like that badge is supposed to be like an homage to. I'm guessing the
lighthouse,
an older, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the lighthouse. It looks like,
so to me,
it looks like you put a clip art
baseball
there.
jersey. No, it looks like a baseball jersey almost, like with the stripes and stuff, like that old school Yankees kind of baseball jersey.
Okay, I get that.
But
I would have liked it though if they just. I think I probably would have liked it if you put like the Everton badge. This probably would have looked a lot better. But yeah, it was just disappointing to me. It's different. I give them that, but like, it's also pretty boring. Also,
yeah,
and that badge just ruined it for me. And then my number one, and it hurts me to say this, but I don't like this jersey at all, and I hate it.
I looked at it too.
And this Arsenal's away.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. I looked at it. It looks like a jacked up zebra tiger.
I don't like this at all. Like when I saw this in the MLS All-Star game, and I said maybe if I see them wear the kits, maybe I did not. I don't like the weird zebra stripes. The blue and the highlight yellow is just
okay.
Or highlight green.
So I personally like the blue, like the blue flush kind of look to it. I like that. It's just the stripes and, like you said, the highlighter yellow. If they would have chosen like maybe because it was a light blue to begin with, maybe if the yellow would have been like a Borussia Dortmund yellow, maybe it would have looked okay, and take off the stripes at least, like on the main shirt, then it would have probably looked okay. But that highlighter yellow and those zebra / tiger looking stripes, I don't know what they're trying to do that. I mean, Adidas really crapped the pooch on this one.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't like it. Yeah, and it sucks because it's my team. But yeah, it's not a good jersey. But all right, what's your 3 up?
All right, so my 3 up is my number 3 is you know what they say, like, hold on to your hat. So my number 3, actually, I just like it because it's clean. Manchester City away.
Okay.
Like, it's just clean. And
Yeah,
it has a little collar.
I like this so much. I love the
Mhm.
bronze for the I think that's bronze, but like for the Puma and the Man City badge and like the sponsor, and then I like that maroon. That maroon,
Mhm.
the maroon like accents and the color. Yeah, this is clean as it gets.
Yep.
Yeah, Man City, what a good job.
Yep. Exactly. All right. So my number 2, and this one you might be happy with. My number 2, the Arsenal 3rd jersey.
That's a good one.
It just looks clean. Like, it just very. If anything, that should have been the 2nd instead of the 3rd. If anything, the emblem is just the gunner. Like, it's just the cannon. It's it.
I
It's
agree.
just the gunner.
I
It
agree.
looks very, very.
I want to see this jersey more than I want to see the
It's very
the
posh.
highlighters Evo.
It's very posh. It's very chill. Very, very nice. I like it. I personally like it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, you may have to give me that one. No, I'm just kidding. And then my number 1. Okay, so this one, I'm kind of betraying Manchester United on this one as well, but I have to go with Manchester City's 3rd. I
Dang,
just like
double
that
Man
red.
City.
Yeah, I just like, dude, the 3rd. It looks pretty badass. Like, it looks like lightning everywhere, and it's
It's
like
like I think what Manchester.
it has that glow in the dark feature
Yeah,
kind of shit. Puma really knocked them out. Like, Puma really hooked them
honestly,
up
I
with
feel
their
like if I
jerseys.
just turn off the lights, like the lightning is still gonna
Oh,
pop up.
no, the lightning's gonna pop, but also the emblem, like the emblems
Yeah,
and Etihad Airways and the Puma emblem, like, it just looks like it just pops. It looks like it glows in the dark, which
yeah,
is something I want to just get it just to see if that's the case.
yeah. I think with these jerseys, this is like to me what Man City did is the prime example of what I think most teams should be doing with their jerseys, which is obviously home jersey. Do what you're supposed to do. Get the color your team is most known for, and just wear that.
Yeah,
Different
yeah.
iterations and anything like that, but just do what you're known for. The white one, maybe do something a little bit. Obviously, can't be the same color, but like maybe another color on your jersey, or make it a white jersey. And they did it. It's clean. And then like 3rd jersey, go wild. Like, do something different. Not maybe use colors that your club's not known for, and bam, that is just clean class. And it's like the lightning, because I'm assuming that that's supposed to be lightning. Is like, it doesn't bother me that it's in, that there's nothing behind like the Etihad Airways, because it's like
No,
it's
yeah,
lightning.
and that I agree. I agree. Like, it just has that clean look to it.
Like, this I feel like Erling Haaland will run faster with this thing on.
He probably can. He probably can. I don't know. He probably can. You don't know. You don't know.
That's true. All right. So my 3 up, I'm gonna start with my number 3, which is Arsenal's 3rd kit. I love this jersey. It's clean. If honestly, this is the jersey. If I buy an Arsenal jersey for this season, it's gonna be this jersey. I already have a red jersey. I don't need any more red jerseys.
Okay.
But this one's clean. So that's my number 3. My number 2 is Crystal Palace's away. And yeah, anything like light blue, like powder blue with white, I'm just instantly gonna fall in love with. I love the purple for the sponsor logo. I love that they blacked out the Crystal Palace badge. Like, yeah, this to me is clean.
Okay. I can see it. I can see it.
Like, that is clean. And my number 1 and I'm gonna go to Manchester, but
Really?
I'm going to United, and that's United's third.
Okay, so I was really stuck for my second between the Arsenal one and the Manchester United one, but I felt that the Arsenal one just has a little bit. It looks more posh. It looks
Mhm.
more nicer. The Manchester United one, you know what it reminds me of? Like back when they had the AIG as their sponsor and the white jersey.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah,
And it was always a nice jersey.
and I also like that they just put the devil. Oof, yikes. I like that it's just the red devil. It's not like the whole crest. It's like you still know that's a Manchester United jersey, but yeah, it's clean. Like to me, that's
This
just
boy
class.
said they put the devil. They put the devil, and I was just like,
They put the
clean it
devil.
up.
They got the
The
devil
devil,
in me.
Bobby Boucher, Bobby
The devil.
Boucher.
The devil.
That jersey right there is the devil.
But yeah, I really like the jersey. I think that's my number one right there.
All right.
According to Football Archive, let's just see what they rate the best and the worst. So the best jersey, according to them, is the Manchester United home. Okay, I mean I don't hate it, but that's what everybody's voting for.
It's just very simple.
It's what you expect from Manchester United. Then they have
Yeah.
Arsenal home. Once again, it's what you expected. I like that one of our picks is actually on the top three, which is Manchester City's away, and also also Arsenal's away is is number one for the worst
man.
one.
I'm telling you, man, that Arsenal one, bro. Swear.
I'm satisfied that Burnley away is on this thing. Look, you can't hate on a goalkeeper jersey. I think you're very limited with goalkeeper jerseys. It's not like each club can design their own goalkeeper jersey. Like this is literally like a template jersey that every other team has to wear that uses that brand. So I don't know. I don't get the hate for it, and besides, goalkeeper jerseys tend to have to stick out more because they can't wear the same colors as anybody else on the field. So I think it's weird to hate on a goalkeeper jersey, but that is what.
Oh yeah, no, hands down.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to like hate on, but yeah. So that is the episode, man. Shout out to Belly Up Podcast Network. Follow them at BellyUpSports.com. Also follow them on Instagram and Twitter, also known as X, Belly Up Media, and at Belly Up Sports. Also, GolzTV. That's another way you can watch us is through GolzTV. If you guys want to know more about GolzTV, check them out, Golz.tv. Also follow them on Instagram at Golz, GOLZ.tv, and on X/Twitter at Golz_TV. Once again, GOLZ_TV. The Netflix of soccer. Really cool stuff, man. A lot of great original content, man. Go ahead and check them out. Really cool what they're doing over there. Also, like I said, because of they obviously requesting MP4s for me to post on GolzTV, it actually has like motivated me to create a YouTube channel for InsertName FC. So now you can follow us on YouTube as well. So go find us at InsertName FC. Please give us please subscribe to us and check out our content. We try to post shorts. Spencer actually brought up to me that maybe we need to start creating some like videos. I don't know about doing all that, but definitely that's another way where you can watch the podcast. Speaking of Spencer, we want to give a shout out to Roosevelt Spencer. He is the guy that makes the beats, the intros, the outros for all our episodes. So make sure if you guys love what you're hearing, follow him on Instagram at That Guy Dope. Once again, at That Guy Dope. If you guys need some beat work done, hit him up, man. He is the best. I say that with full bias, so much so that we named the Player of the Year award after Roosevelt Spencer. So, the only winner has been Robert Lewandowski, but maybe that's going to change this season by the end of this season. But by the end of this year, I don't know why I said season. By the end of this year, because it looks like it's a race between Erling Haaland and Pedri, and so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, so go ahead and check him out. Once again, That Guy Dope on Instagram and Twitter. He'll take good care of you like he always takes good care of us. All right. I thought Edward was going to say something about Spencer. But, all right, that is episode 143. Thank you so much for listening. Catch episode 144, not the following week, not this coming week, but the following week. We'll be back at it, talking more soccer. You good, Edward? Edward just bounced right back into the Zoom call. What happened?
Yeah, no, nothing. It just I guess they just kicked me out a little bit. Maybe my internet was acting up. I don't know.
All right, where did it kick you out at?
When you were doing basically the ending.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. All right. Well, thank you.
Hey,
so
this
much.
is a good way to. This is a good way to end it. You know, a little comic over here talking about Edward over here has the Burger King Wi-Fi over here. Goddamn shit.
All right. Well, T-Mobile or AT&T, if you guys want to help us on that.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, man. Like T-Mobile, what's up? You know, shit. I need a new phone. I need internet. Hector needs a new phone. And his internet seems to be better than mine.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much for listening to episode 143. Catch us this month. We will have episode 144 out, but obviously I'm going to El Salvador to get in touch with my roots and also maybe get some refreshing.
Hey, bring me some pollo campero, fool.
Yeah, that's a mandatory thing that I have to do.
You better bring me some, bro, because if you don't, man, friendship's over.
I'm definitely getting pollo campero, but I'm also getting pressured by my sister to get pupusas, and I'm like,
what?
It's gonna be so
Can
much
you
fun.
actually bring? I mean, you can make them here. The pollo campero from here is crappy, but I'd rather like
Look,
if it was up to me.
Well, you're also the guy that had the hot take that you said you rather have tacos than pupusas. So,
yeah, that's exactly. So I'd rather have pollo campero than pupusas because pupusas. I'm gonna tell you, pupusas you can find them over here, and the good ones right here, they're down by Gessner. I think it's like Pupusa Rica. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it depends when you go though. Sometimes they don't like to give you enough ingredients, but
damn. Okay.
That's I digress. No, but yeah, that's like the mandatory thing. If you go to El Salvador, make sure you come back with pollo campero. That's like
my parents fucked me on that one.
It's forbidden to not come back with.
They fucked me on that one when they came back. They just came back with like
your parents are loyal to church's chicken
and everything. No, it's not that. It's like they came back with everything else but pollo campero. Like they came back with cuajada, with cheese, everything, and I was just like, bro, like how? I was like, even when I told somebody, who did I tell that they didn't bring me pollo campero, and everybody's like everybody gasped, and they're like, pollo campero's like right there, and I was like, I know, it's literally right there as you're boarding, and I'm like, I know. I was like, I didn't know what else to say besides I know. Who the fuck was it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun in El Salvador, having to go and drop off clothes to people.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah, go ahead, have fun. Yeah, but don't forget the pollo campero.
Don't forget the pollo campero. I know,
yeah.
But all right, yeah, this is episode 143. Thank you so much for listening. Catch us when I come back from El Salvador for episode 144.
Take care, guys.
I don't